Welcome back to Knockhill, where at this point of the season, every team is used to having a few knockbacks, but no team has endured what Power Max Racing have over the last few weeks, after wildfires engulfed their racing base, destroying everything in its wake. Amazingly, though, they are still running 2 Cupras in the BTCC today, and yesterday, Louise Goodman caught up with team principal Adam Weaver to hear the story behind this phenomenal effort from his team.
What a week you've had. Just sum it up for us in a few words if you can.
I don't know if there's any words that can cover it, Lou. I mean, I think in some ways we probably had the worst week of our life and the best week of our life. You know, we've gone from a catastrophic fire to seeing the best in humanity, really. I was getting a lot of telephone calls and messages saying there's a fire near your work, and after I'd got 2 or 3 of these, I thought I'd better jump in the car and go and have a look. But as I got closer and closer, I could see that it was actually us that was on fire rather than the fire near work, so that was pretty horrific to witness. To watch sort of 20 years of our working life burnt in 20 minutes was pretty painful, to be honest.
The first thing that said, right, how do we get to Knockhill? You know, it was just a case of, from Mikey being back in the lead of the championship again, the Independence Championship after Croft, it was a case of we've just got to keep this going, we've just got to find some way of getting to Knockhill.
Just started racking our brains as to where we could get cars from, and first one that sprung to mind, Roddy Patterson had told me that he'd bought the Scott Sumpton car from last year and it was sat in his garage, and so that was my first telephone call, and without hesitation he was absolutely come and get it. The second one was unlimited, and we managed to come to an arrangement where they'd actually effectively stand their car down and allow us to use it for this weekend. So ended up within a matter of hours and days back to 2 cars racing at Knockhill, and then worrying about where we find all of the kit to actually work on these things.
We've had guys here till God knows what time. I think last night was probably the latest. I think I actually managed to get into bed about 2:15 this morning. Alarm went off just before 6. The effort that everybody has put in to get here, and I mean everybody, is just incredible. We've still got some learning to do. Cars are new to us. We've obviously had the Astras for some time. But yeah, let's not, you know, joke about it. We would like to be successful.
I knew it was going to be emotional anyway, seeing the cars go out and sort of run for the first time, and they were all wrapped and looking pretty, but every single team owner, it looked like, and lots of the mechanics and the staff of the teams all came out and lined the pit wall and lined all the holding area and were watching the car go around, and they were playing music to inspire us to cry, I'm sure, over the tannoy, and everybody was sort of clapping and cheering. It was very difficult not to shed a tear.
Well, it starts me off just even thinking about it.
I'm adamant, Lou, I'm not going to cry for anything less than a win.
I mean, it really is unmanageable. You cannot help but shed a tear thinking about it. But good to see Adam Weaver there smiling at the end. You know, as he said, seeing the best in humanity. It really has been. The whole community, the whole paddock have pulled together, haven't they, Jade?
Yeah, I mean, it's from the announcement they first made, everyone sort of forgot the competition side of British touring cars and then just pulled together, and they've had help from all over the place. They've had, you know, companies that are providing bits of kit that are mandatory for the weekend. You know, we forget that their tyre allocation, their brake allocation, the carryovers, they're all gone. So they've had to start from scratch with everything, and everyone's pulled their weight. And like you say, Adam is a straight talking guy. I've worked with him, I've raced for him, and I love the environment, and it's great to see him so emotional about it, but also so fiercely determined to show everyone that that's not going to hold them back.
Exactly. Fighting talk from them, that's for sure. And Paul, I mean, again, just an amazing effort from the team, hasn't it been? I mean, have you ever seen anything like this in the history of motorsport? Absolutely
not. I've never seen devastation like it. It's just horrific. But what I've got to say is the way everyone's pulled together kind of doesn't surprise me. But when you get into the intricacies of it, like Jade was saying, that's where I'm very surprised, because these are competitors as well, you know, that are trying to beat them. And to have that new Cupra car on the grid in a short space of time, get it to Knockhill in Scotland is unbelievable. A completely different car than the Astra.
Yeah, well, this is the question, isn't it? It's all very well, they've got the car, so that's, you know, they've got a starting point, but at the end of the day, you know, even I was saying they've got no parts. They don't have a garage to operate from. How difficult is it for the team to get those cars in the right operating window, particularly at a track like Knockhill?
Yeah, exactly that. Me and Jade were just talking off air. You know, I've been here as a one-off substitute driver in a car I didn't really know, and it is so difficult. Jade will tell you, you need the car, absolute trust in any circuit and the car, but here, where there is no room for error, you've got to be 100% committed and know what's going to happen with the car. And I've got to say, Doble did a brilliant job yesterday. That was a proper effort. If they get a reverse grid today, I will cry again.
We're ready. We'll get the Kleenex tissues ready for you. It really is. We do wish them so much success this weekend. The points will hopefully come for them, and thank you again to the whole community and paddock to getting behind them.